This stovetop skillet chili mac and cheese recipe is one of those meals you can put on the heavy menu rotation because it's so easy and so good. If you need a quick, easy family comfort meal, this is the one. In a skillet on medium-high heat, I'm adding in 1/2 pound of chorizo and 1/2 pound of lean ground beef. The chorizo already has a great start and flavor with the spicy Mexican flair. Chop them brown until fine and no longer pink. Adding in 4 large cloves of minced garlic, 1 cup of finely diced onion, 3/4 cup of diced bell pepper, and 1 seeded diced jalapeno for a little back heat. Cook and stir for 2 to 3 minutes. And now for the seasonings. I have 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 2 teaspoons of cumin, 1 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, giving that a good toss and cooking for 1 minute to release those flavors. This is 1 14-ounce can of diced tomatoes and the juices. And I'm also adding in 2 3/4 cups of chicken broth. I'm turning my heat up to bring this up to a simmer. At this point, you could also add in a 14-ounce can of rinsed and drained pinto or kidney beans, or maybe even some corn. Cooking and stirring for 5 minutes. This is about 10 ounces of pasta shells. If you want to add the full 16-ounce package, you will need to add an additional cup of chicken broth. Giving everything a good toss, bringing up to a low simmer, covering and cooking for 12 to 15 minutes or until the pasta is tender. I give the pasta a toss every 2 to 3 minutes during the cooking process just to make sure that nothing is sticking to the bottom. In the end, I want a light sauce surrounding all the pasta and enough liquid for the cheese to absorb. At this point, I'm turning off my heat. I'm adding in 4 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese, and one of my secrets to making this real creamy is 3 tablespoons of cream cheese. Giving everything a good toss until the cheese is melted and absorbed. And finally, garnishing with some chopped green onions and sprinkling with the remainder 4 ounces of shredded cheddar cheese. This is going under a low broiler for a minute or 2 or until the cheese is melted. This stovetop skillet chili mac and cheese is going to feed 4 hungry people. A quick and easy weekday comfort meal that will please the family. I hope you give my stovetop chili mac and cheese recipe a try and enjoy. This cheesy shells and cheese is so good. Really quick, easy, and definitely comforting. And you can make this homemade mac and cheese in 1 pot. In my pan, I'm adding 2 cups of milk and 2.5 cups of water. I have my heat on high and bringing this up to a simmer. I'm adding in a couple tablespoons of butter and a pound of medium-sized shells. You actually can use any pasta that you like. Giving that a stir, bringing up to a boil, and turning my heat down to a simmer. I'm also adding in a little white pepper, and you can use black pepper. Cooking the shells for 5 minutes, occasionally stirring so nothing sticks to the bottom. Just a reminder that I will leave the recipe and the list of ingredients for this homemade shells and cheese below this video. Also remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video recipe and click the bell to make sure you receive notification of all my future video recipes. Now comes the comfort part. Lots of Velveeta cheese. I'm adding 1 pound that I cubed. No, this isn't a diet food. Cooking and stirring for another 3 minutes until the cheese is melted and the shells are al dente. You can see this is quick and easy. This is optional, but if you want to make it really cheesy, you can add any other cheese that you like. I'm adding in a little grated sharp cheddar cheese, giving that a stir to combine and melt and turning off my heat. To make this ultimate creamy and cheesy, I'm adding in about a 1/4 cup of sour cream and stirring to incorporate. And we are done. Serving tonight with some baked chicken and sauteed Brussels sprouts. This shells and cheese side dish is something that you don't eat every day, but great to make on special occasions and get-togethers. It is creamy, cheesy, and satisfying. I hope you give this one a try, and I'm sure your friends and family will love it. Enjoy! My husband brought home these beautiful peppers from the farmer's market. They said the variety of peppers were called suntan, but I'm not sure. All I know is that they were one of the most flavorful, intense peppers I have ever eaten. I thought the great flavor would combine nicely with some good old creamy mac and cheese. Oh yeah. I have a pound of macaroni that I'm cooking 3 minutes shy of being done. The macaroni will finish cooking when we bake the stuffed peppers, and you don't want the pasta mushy. When the macaroni is done, rinse with cold water to stop the cooking process. Now let's make the sauce. First, we have to make a roux. I have 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter that I melted on medium heat, and I'm adding in 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. You will want to use a whisk for this to help make a smooth sauce. Stirring and cooking for a minute. Adding in 2 cups of whole milk and whisking. I'm seasoning with a pinch of salt, white pepper, and cayenne pepper. You can add to your taste or add the seasonings that you like. I'm also adding in a 1/2 cup of cream. Giving that a stir, and you will see the sauce thicken in a minute or two as the sauce heats up. And that's all you need. Now I'm shutting off my heat. And now the cheese. I'm using 4 ounces of New York sharp cheddar cheese, and this gives a nice sharp tang to the mac and cheese. You have to use some mozzarella cheese for some gooiness, and this is about a 1/2 cup. And finally, 1 good cup of mild cheddar cheese to bring it all together. Stirring until all the cheese is melted. Adding in the macaroni and stirring to get everything thoroughly coated. I am so tempted to just dig in right here. One more thing before we stuff the peppers, and that is the topping. I have a 1/2 cup of panko crumbs, and I'm stirring in 4 tablespoons of melted butter. This is going to give the peppers a nice buttery textured crunch. I cleaned, cut the tops off, removed the seeds and veins of the peppers, and they are ready for stuffing. I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees. You want to lightly spoon in the creamy mac and cheese. You want to try and fill in the gaps, but you don't want to press down and compact the pasta. Give the pasta some room to finish cooking and bond with the cheese. I'm making straight up mac and cheese stuffed peppers, but you could just imagine what you could do with this recipe. Add the seasonings, vegetables, and protein that you like. Maybe add in some hot dogs for the kids, sneak in some steamed broccoli, or go full adult and make it a Cajun shrimp mac and cheese stuffed peppers. Topping with some more cheese, and then spooning on the crumb topping. I forgot to show this in the video, but I did add about 1/4 to a 1/2 cup of water to the bottom of the baking dish. This will help steam and cook the peppers, and so nothing burns. These beauties are going into the center oven and baking for 20 to 30 minutes, or until the peppers are knife tender and the tops are golden brown. Keep an eye on the peppers, and if you feel the tops are getting brown before the peppers are done, you can put a piece of foil over the top to prevent burning. And here are the mac and cheese stuffed peppers. They smell so good. Letting them rest a little bit before digging in. Serving tonight with a side salad. The peppers were out of this world good. The intense sweet pepper taste really combined well with the rich creamy mac and cheese. The only other thing I would suggest would be drizzling over some of your favorite hot sauce. If you like spicy, it is really magic how all the flavors come together. I hope you give my mac and cheese stuffed peppers a try and enjoy. If you like this video recipe, please remember to hit the like and subscribe button to receive my future recipes. Please feel free to share my channel with your friends and family. It really helps my channel grow and it is greatly appreciated. And until next time, much love.